Well, a good evening to all pro wrestling fans of all shapes and sizes from all around the world. Welcome to another live edition Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I am your host, your MC, that knows what it be, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. It is Wednesday night, September 17th of 2025, middle of the week. Hope everybody is having a good week so far. Hope everybody's doing well. But wanted to get on here for a while and just talk about a couple of pro wrestling topics. We got a very action-packed weekend to look forward to this upcoming weekend. We have TJPW's Wrestle Princess 6. We got WWE Wrestlepalooza. We have AEW All Out Toronto. We got the Noah N-1 Victory tournament that's going to still be going. There's a lot of pro wrestling goodness to look forward to this upcoming weekend. So, it's a lot to see. It's a lot to keep up with. But wanted to get on here for a while and kind of chat it up and kind of, go into, a lot of these events. Oh my goodness. I'm Syed. Please forgive me if I butcher that name. Welcome to the stream. Yo, Jason, what's up? N-1 Victory Tournament. Last two matches will be on weekends. Jack Morris is the only person finishing his tournament in B block with 11 points. Galeno and Marufuji are the only people that could stop Morris from winning the B block. Yes, and I'm actually gonna go into detail about that in a bit, but yeah, it's been quite a interesting tournament, especially with some of the good and bad that has happened throughout the tournament. Speaking of bad, there's a couple of things that have come up, especially injury related. So I don't think I went into detail, but let me see. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, bear with me for 1 second. But there's one thing I wanted to start off with. Let me see. Okay. So, actually, I want to start with TJPW. So, I want to start with TJPW. I'm sure some of y'all have already heard the news. It was a while back, but had to do with Haruna Neko's graduation, her pretty much retiring from pro wrestling. Had to get a second surgery on her knee, and pretty much, multiple knee surgeries really have stunted her comeback, and therefore she's made the decision to retire. Not only graduate from TJPW, but also retire from professional wrestling. Really bummer that ended up happening. Her graduation will be on September 27th, but really is a bummer that it came down to this. I know she had attempted to make a comeback, and re-injured that knee. But yeah, her graduation will actually be at Shinjuku First Ring, which is where she had her debut match. So that's going to take place September 27th. So really a bummer. Gonna miss her, but at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for your health. So I totally get it. I totally get it. And also, speaking of TJPW, there's been some changes. There's been some changes to the card for Wrestle Princess 6. Let me just pull up some graphics and show you. So, first up, check this out. So, first up, instead of Rika Tatsumi versus Priscilla Kelly, we're actually going to get Rika Tatsumi versus Pam Harajuku. Pam Harajuku got pulled from the Iron Man Heavy Metalweight Championship match and is going to be competing in singles competition against the White Dragon Rika Tatsumi. So we have that change. And then the other big change with this card. So, due to Jada Stone unfortunately dealing with a knee injury, she will not be able to make the trip to Japan to compete at Wrestle Princess 6. Therefore, Priscilla Kelly has been deemed the replacement and will be challenging for the International Princess Championship against Aris Endo. Now, of course, remember the title was vacated by Moka Miyamoto, who's currently undergoing treatment and has been out of action pretty much starting like only a couple of days after she just won the title. So still haven't heard any update on Moka Miyamoto, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I just hope that she recovers and that she'll return ASAP. But Aris Endo and Priscilla Kelly will battle it out for the vacant International Princess Championship this weekend at Tokyo Ota City General Gymnasium, a pretty nice venue. Wrestle Princess 6. So we got that to look forward to. Misfit, welcome to the stream. Yes, I was gonna get to that shortly about Naho Yamada, but yes, that's confirmed. And as I said, Urshad, Jada Stone suffered a knee injury. She suffered a knee injury, so she is off the card, and Priscilla Kelly's been given the title shot. So that's how we reached to this point. So hopefully speedy recovery for Jada Stone, and hopefully at some point we'll see her back in a TJPW ring. But those are the main changes to the Wrestle Princess card. But I have no doubt it will still be an excellent show. I have no doubt it'll still be an excellent show. Okay, and then switching gears to Marigold, as Misfit mentioned. So dang, I didn't know Jada got a knee injury. Yeah, apparently, I guess it just happened recently. I don't know how it happened, but it just came up. So I don't know exactly how she got it. But speaking of Marigold, quite a lot's been going on there, unfortunately. So, two major things, Marigold related. First off, Nagisa Tachibana will be missing the rest of the month of September due to a neck injury. So, unfortunately, she's going to miss a lot of time. Hopefully a speedy recovery for her. I remember it wasn't too long ago that she finally got her first singles victory. So, really a bummer to see. But, hopefully speedy recovery. Those neck injuries are no joke for obvious reasons. But hopefully she'll return ASAP. And then, as Misfit mentioned, the news revealed about Naho Yamada, who has been out of action, I believe, since February, if I remember correctly. But she had been dealing with a torn ACL, and I think one other injury as well. There was one other injury, but it was in her right knee. Oh, I got it. Ruptured ACL and lateral ligament damage in her right knee. So yeah, she's been out since February 7th. And, I got to see her compete when I was in Japan. She competed in the rookie tournament on the Marigold New Year's show, and she also competed in the Battle Royale at First Dream. But not only that, she has also decided to depart from Marigold effective September 20th, which is this Saturday. So, not only that, but apparently she had deleted her social medias. So, I'm under the impression that she's done. Like, she's done. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate, but like I said, got to do the best that you can for your health and safety. It's such a bummer considering I was very high on Naho Yamada. I really liked what I saw out of her. Pretty much became a fan as soon as I saw her compete for the first time. So yeah, was really bummed to hear this news because I was looking forward to her eventually making her comeback. But yeah, maybe perhaps at some point she may consider a return to the ring. I don't know how soon or whatnot, but I would love to see her consider a return to the ring because I believe she's 31 years old, so I mean, she's not young, but she's not old. So, but it is what it is. Like I said, you have to do what you got to do for your health and safety. Mistress says, the whole way Marigold handled this was kind of not a good look. I mean, if it was her decision, I mean, what could they have done, really? I mean, if it was her decision, I mean, I was under the impression they were gonna, wait for whenever she was gonna be able to make a comeback to the ring, but I guess that wasn't the case. I don't really know what to say, but it just sucks. It just really sucks because that's another one gone. That's another one gone from Marigold because remember Ryoko Sakamura ended up departing from Marigold as well. So yeah, it's been crazy. It's been really crazy, but it is what it is. And like I said, I know Nagisa Tachibana's out. Of course, we know Natsumi Shozuki won't return until the new year. So, a little bit of injury woes for Marigold, but speedy recovery for all of those ladies. And just, it is what it is. You can never control when injuries happen, but when it comes down to it, you gotta do what's best for your safety and your health. Misfit says fans spent all week asking where Naho went from the website, and each time Fuka kept blocking people? Really? Okay, see, that I did not know. Huh. That I did not know. Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, that's a bummer. Well, yeah. They definitely could have handled that better. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I did not know that was the case. Okay. Let's see. On that note, yeah, that's wild. On that note, let's get into some Pro Wrestling Noah. N-1 Victory 2025 tournament. It's getting close. It's getting close to wrapping up. Still got a couple of days left, but it's getting close to wrapping up. I believe the finals will be on the 23rd of September, if I remember correctly. But it's coming down to the wire. But let's go ahead and look at the current standings of the Noah N-1 Victory 2025 tournament. Y'all ready? Let's do it. As usual, starting with Block A. Okay, Block A. Starting from the bottom. Okay, we got two wrestlers sitting at the bottom right now with 2 points. Both have a 1-4 record. They are Ulka Sasaki and Daga. Let's take a look at Daga. Only 2 points. Has one victory over Tetsuya Endo, which was the opening match of the tournament. But 4 straight losses to Kenta, Minobu Soya, Kazuyuki Fujita, and Masa Kitamiya. Has 2 matches left, but he is mathematically eliminated. And then we have Ulka Sasaki. Same record, 1-4, 2 points. Got the 1 victory over Masa Kitamiya, but losses to Kenta, Kaito Kiyomiya, Kazuyuki Fujita, and Tetsuya Endo. 2 matches left, also mathematically eliminated. Okay, we have one competitor sitting at 4 points on a record of 2-3, and that is Passionate Rattel's Minobu Soya. He's having a rough tournament so far, but is looking to make a comeback. 2 victories over Daga and Kenta, but 3 losses to Kazuyuki Fujita, Masa Kitamiya, and Tetsuya Endo, which was pretty shocked to see him lose by submission to Masa Kitamiya. But he's got 2 matches left. Pretty much everybody has 2 matches left now. Look at it. But he is in danger of elimination. He cannot afford another loss. He needs to win out in order to have a shot. Folks got to also keep in mind the way Noah handles tiebreakers is actually different from other tournaments like Stardom and New Japan tournaments. So they usually don't go by who owns the tiebreaker, but they will typically have a final match or whatnot once everything is set in stone. If there's, a top 2 or whatnot that are tied, they'll just have, another match to break the tie. So it's a little different how they do it in Noah. I'm not against it, but, it's definitely not of the norm. But it's all good. It's all good. But Minobu Soya, still in it, but is in danger. Cannot afford another loss. Period. Okay. Let's see. We have 4 competitors sitting at 6 points, all with 3-2 records. They are Kenta, Kaito Kiyomiya, Masa Kitamiya, and Tetsuya Endo. All right, let's take a look at Tetsuya Endo. 3 victories over Minobu Soya, Ulka Sasaki, Kazuyuki Fujita. 2 losses to Kaito Kiyomiya and Daga. But still very much in it. All right. The Team 2000X chairman, Masa Kitamiya, my main man. 3-2, 3 victories over Kaito Kiyomiya, Minobu Soya, and Daga, but losses to Kenta and Oka Sasaki. Still very much in it, and, you know, like I said, Masa Kitamiya is one of my favorites. Alright, Kaito Kiyomiya. Oh, and of course, Masa's one half of the current GHC tag team champs. Anyway, Kaito Kiyomiya. Same record, 3-2. Victories over Kenta, Oka Sasaki, and Tetsuya Endo. 2 losses to Kazuyuki Fujita and Masa Kitamiya. And then we have the current GHC heavyweight champion, Kenta, 3-2. Kind of got off to a rough start, but is still very much in it. 3 victories over Oka Sasaki, Masa Kitamiya, and Daga. 2 losses to Kaito Kiyomiya and Minobu Soya. And then sitting at the top, leading Block A with 8 points on a 4-1 record. And I have to say, I was really surprised to see that he is at the top. And that's Kazuyuki Fujita. 4-1. 4 victories over Kaito Kiyomiya, Minobu Soya, Oka Sasaki, and Daga. And then he recently suffered his first loss against Tetsuya Endo. But looking very strong in this tournament. Definitely got on a roll. A nice little win streak. But yeah. Definitely looking strong in this tournament. Now, as far as final matchups, the final dates for the A block to wrap this block up are September 20th and 21st, which is actually this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Let's see. Kenta has to go up against, he's got a tough final road. Kazuyuki Fujita and Tetsuya Endo. I could see him probably winning one of those. I don't know about both, but I think he'll win at least one of those. Kaito Kiyomiya, he's got Minobu Soya and Daga. I think he beats Daga. Minobu Soya might make a comeback though. Minobu Soya, I could see him possibly winning out, but it probably won't be enough. I mean, Oka Sasaki, Kaito Kiyomiya. I mean, I could see him beating Oka. Kaito Kiyomiya is gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for him. Oka Sasaki might beat Daga. You know, he's got Daga and Minobu Soya. I don't know. Kazuyuki Fujita. I mean, Kenta and Masa Kitamiya. That's a pretty tough final 2 matches for Fujita. But I mean, the fact that he beat Kaito Kiyomiya, like, there's a lot of potential there. There's a lot of potential. Masa Kitamiya has Tetsuya Endo, Kazuyuki Fujita. I mean, these are going to be some very interesting final matchups for the A block. So, definitely looking forward. As far as who I think is going to win the A block, that's tough. I mean, honestly, right now it's kind of hard to bet against Kazuyuki Fujita, but I do think possibly Tetsuya Endo or Masa Kitamiya could squeeze out victories and actually win the block. I mean, of course, you know I'll be rooting for Masa Kitamiya, but we'll see what happens. Let's see. Misfit says, Asuka uploaded a new video at Kairi this time. It's about Asuka explaining to Kairi why you should always listen to your seniors. It's another video to further help the story with Io, Kairi, Asuka, Rhea. Ooh. I'm going to have to check that out. Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out. Okay, let's go to the B block. Okay. B block. course, we already know with Ozawa, he's eliminated and he had to forfeit his matches due to injury. So, we know he's out. Okay, we have 2 competitors with 2 points. Both on, one's on a 1-5 record, the other's on a 1-4 record. But your 2 competitors with 2 points are Daiki Inaba and Harutoki. Let's take a look at Daiki Inaba. Oof. His only victory is a forfeit victory over Ozawa. But 5 losses to Galeno, Naomichi Marufuji, Kenoh, Jack Morris, and Ricky Knight Jr. He only has 1 match left as well. But, oof. Yeah. And then Harutoki, who is 1-4, 2 points. He also just has the forfeit victory over Ozawa. And 4 losses to Galeno, Naomichi Marufuji, Jack Morris, and Ricky Knight Jr. He's got 2 matches left, though. So he's still got a chance to actually, win a match. Like, legit. Okay, we have, let's see. We have 1 competitor sitting at a 3-2 record with 6 points. And that's Kenoh. 3 victories over the forfeit over Ozawa, Daiki Inaba and Jack Morris. 2 losses to Ricky Knight Jr. and Naomichi Marufuji. 2 matches left. And those 4, Kenoh, Daiki Inaba, Harutoki, and Ricky Knight Jr., unfortunately, are mathematically eliminated from this tournament. Okay, now this is where it gets interesting. Sitting at a record of 4-1 with 8 points total so far is Naomichi Marufuji. He's got 4 victories over Ozawa, Kenoh, Daiki Inaba, and Harutoki. The 1 loss to Jack Morris. Next up, you have Galeno, who has a record of 4-0-1, 9 points. He's got the 4 victories over Ricky Knight Jr., Harutoki, Daiki Inaba, and the forfeit over Ozawa. And he has the 1 draw with Jack Morris. And then sitting at the top of the B block on a whopping 5-1-1 record. Not a name that I expected, but I'm very curious to see how this goes. Jack Morris has 11 points. 5 victories over Ricky Knight Jr., Harutoki, Daiki Inaba, Naomichi Marufuji, and the forfeit over Ozawa. And then he has the 1 draw with Galeno. He has no matches left, so he finishes with 11 points. So he's done. Now, here's the thing. Marufuji is in danger of elimination. He cannot afford another loss. He has to win out. If he wins out, he'll score a total of 12 points. But he's got to win out. And for Galeno, all he pretty much has to do, well, of course, if he wins out, then, it doesn't matter what the others do, he'll take the block. But when it comes down to it, only Galeno, Jack Morris, or Naomichi Marufuji can win the B block. So that really narrows it down. Let's see. Final paths. So Galeno's got to face Naomichi Marufuji and Kenoh. Galeno's got a tough path. He's got a very tough path. I know he hasn't lost yet, But he hasn't really been tested. He hasn't really been tested yet until he faces Marufuji and Kenoh. So he's about to get tested. And something tells me he's probably not going to win out. But you never know. You never know. Marufuji, I mean, he's got to face Galeno and then Ricky Knight Jr. Something tells me he's probably going to beat Galeno. I just have that feeling that he's probably going to give Galeno his first loss. But yeah. And like I said, Jack Morris, he's already finished his matches. So it's going to really come down to seeing what Galeno and Marufuji do in their final two matches. Now, who do I think is going to win the B block? To be honest, something tells me it's probably going to be Marufuji. I just have a feeling it's probably going to be Marufuji. But part of me would love for Galeno to actually do it. But to be honest with you, I really wouldn't be against either of these three winning the B block. So, I mean, hey, I'm down for either of these three. But, you know, I'm a big Marufuji fan, so, you know, he's going to take precedence, it seems. But, yeah, so they finish up the blocks this weekend. And then on the 23rd, which is Tuesday, will be the finals. So, should be good. Should be really good. And, of course, typically, the winner of this tournament gets a shot at the GHC Heavyweight Championship, which I don't know how soon they'll grant the title match, but who knows? They might wait until Wrestle Odyssey in October. I don't know. We'll see. But, you know, just a thought. They could do that. But yeah. So that's your standings there. Misfit says, Asuka using her YouTube channel to help further the Kabuki Warrior storyline with Io and Raw when Raw isn't on is a fantastic decision. Oh, yeah, I love it. I love it. Like I said, that storyline has really... They put a lot of time into showcasing that storyline. You know, and I can definitely appreciate it. They've come a long way, and the times have definitely changed. They have really put a good amount of spotlight on that storyline. So I'm very happy with that. I mean, to the point where the camera's on that group at least 3 to 4 times every show. You know, it's so good that they are really putting the time into showcasing this storyline. So I think that's excellent. Okay, let's get into some previews, shall we? Let's get into some previews. Okay. Let's see. Bear with me for 1 second. We are going to start off with AEW All Out Toronto. So AEW All Out Toronto. Here we go. Will take place Saturday, September 20th. The main card looks like it starts at 3, and the Tailgate pre-show is at 2 p.m. And they actually added some more matches, especially for the Tailgate pre-show. But it takes place at the Scotia Bank. I hope I said that correctly. Scotia Bank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Let me get... now, I don't have graphics for all of the matches because I know they just announced some new matches. So just a FYI. But it looks like so far we only have 3 Tailgate pre-show matches. So 3 Tailgate pre-show matches. Let's go ahead and get started. I don't have a graphic for this one, but I'll go ahead and talk about it. We got a tag team match between 2/3 of the AEW World Trios Champions of the Opps. That's Powerhouse, Hobbs, and Samoa Joe. They will be taking on the Workhorsemen. Of course, that's Anthony Henry and J.D. Drake. Of course, love the Workhorsemen. Seen them compete a lot, especially on Deadlock Pro Wrestling. But this is a pretty easy one to pick, going with Powerhouse Hobbs and Samoa Joe. But I hope they get a decent amount of time. I know it's a pre-show match, but I hope they get a decent time and really let these two teams go at it. Because I like both teams, especially the Workhorsemen. So, here's hoping that they do that. Okay, let's go into this next match, which I do have a graphic of. Alright, check this one out. Alright, for the 3rd time ever, Daniel Garcia versus Katsuyori Shibata 3. Of course, the big thing that happened was Daniel Garcia turning on Darby Allin and pretty much siding with the Death Riders and, you know, John Moxley and that sort of thing. So, honestly, even though normally I would go hard for Katsuyori Shibata, something tells me Daniel Garcia is going to win this match. But, you know, I'll be rooting for Shibata, but I think Daniel Garcia has this one. They got to continue to build him up as a heel and such. So, I'm going Daniel Garcia to pick up the victory. But this should be a great match. I mean, these two have competed against each other multiple times, and I like them both. Should be a great match. And then we have a very, very interesting matchup as part of the Saturday tailgate for All Out. And it features the ladies. Check this out. Okay. We have an 8-woman tornado tailgate brawl. Team number 1, we have Willow Nightingale, Mina Shirakawa, Harley Cameron, and Queen Aminata. That's the first team. That's the face team. And they'll be taking on the heels of Penelope Ford, Megan Bayne, Skye Blue, and Julia Hart. I got a feeling that this is going to be the main event of the pre-show for obvious reasons. But this should be a very action-packed match. Really, it's a match that could go either way. I mean, both teams are pretty stacked. Yeah, it really could go either way. Oh man. I'll probably be rooting for the face team. But this could go either way, in all honesty. I'll be rooting for the faces, but I won't be mad if the heels win. I think this will be an enjoyable match. Should be fun. Should be fun. Logan James, welcome to the stream. Says, hello. Last night on NXT, Charlie Dempsey said he's going to Japan for 1 month. I think it might show up in Noah. Could be Noah. Hey, it could be All Japan. After all, he's competed on All Japan 3 times, so it could be that. You never know. But, you know, it could be Noah as well. Could be either or. But yeah, happy for him. Definitely happy for him. But yeah, that's the pre-show. Like I said, I don't know if they will add another match between now and then for pre-show, but that's what they got so far. Okay. Now let's get into the main card, and these are pretty much in no particular order, but let's go ahead and jump into the main card. Alrighty, we got ourselves a singles match. We got Big Bill versus a returning Eddie Kingston. To be honest, wasn't too big of a fan of the build-up for this. I mean, Big Bill pretty much called out Eddie Kingston. I would have liked for it to have been a little bit more of a surprise. But, hey, Eddie Kingston's going to be returning. And I think it's safe to say he will be returning and picking up a victory at All Out Toronto. So I am picking Eddie Kingston to defeat Big Bill. But, yeah, it'll be good to see Eddie Kingston return. So, happy for that. All right. Let's go to our next match. Here, let's see. Ah, here we go. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. Alrighty. Got ourselves a 6-man tag action. We have the Hurt Syndicate, made up of MVP Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, and they will be taking on the trio of Ricochet, Bishop Kaun, and Toa Liona. I have to say, the trio of Ricochet and Gates of Agony have been quite a strong trio. Definitely hadn't shown a lot of signs of slowing down, but I'm not so sure I could see the Hurt Syndicate losing to them, even though I wouldn't be against it. I definitely wouldn't be against it. But I'm going to go with the safe bet and say Hurt Syndicate pick up the victory, just because I think that's the safe bet. There are also rumors, discussions about potentially adding some new members, like a new member or members to the Hurt Syndicate. Not sure who, but we'll see what happens. But I'm going Hurt Syndicate to pick up the victory in this match. Should be good. Alrighty. Let's get into this next match. Alright. Some tag team action. A special tag team match here. As we have Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. Cope and Cage. Cage and Cope. Taking on FTR. Dax Harwood. Cash Wheeler. Of course, they'll have Stokely Hathaway in their corner. Should be great. Should be a great match, hopefully. And normally, you know, I'm pretty big on FTR. I mean, they're from North Carolina, just like me. But, got to go with Adam Copeland and Christian Cage to pick up the victory here. Should be good. This should be really good. And, you know, looking forward to seeing how this pans out. But I'm going Adam Copeland, Christian Cage. And besides, they're home in Canada, so I mean, it's, you know, it's kind of an easy pick for me. All right, let's get into some title matches. Okay, first up. Now, I don't have a graphic for this one, but this one just got finalized. Triple threat for the AEW Unified Championship. As the champion, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, will defend against Mascara Dorada and Konosuke Takeshita. course, Mascara Dorada defeated the Beast Mortos to secure his spot for this match, for this title match. But yeah, of course, a lot of build-up between Takeshita and Okada. But I do think Okada will retain. I just think there's more priority on Takeshita as far as New Japan, considering he just won this year's New Japan N-1 G1 Climax tournament. So I'm not so sure Takeshita wins this. I mean, it would be nice. I wouldn't be against it. But I think Okada retains. And I think he's going to have that unified championship for a while longer. But yeah, I'm going Okada to retain. But that should be a great match. Him, Mascara Dorada, and Takeshita should be a great match. But eventually the time will come where Takeshita and Okada will face off, especially considering I think Takeshita will end up leaving the Don Callis family. So, okay, let's go into this next match, which I do have a graphic for. Check this one out. Okay. We have the TBS Championship on the line as the champion, Mercedes Moné, will defend against a not too long ago returning Riho. So, interestingly enough, Mercedes recently got the last laugh on Riho at September to Remember. Even though Riho did defeat Robin Renegade in the match, Mercedes attacked Riho afterwards, hit her with the backstabber, got the last laugh. That could be a signal. I don't know. But Riho has the chance to make history. She has a chance to make history and become the first in AEW to have held both the AEW Women's World Championship and the TBS Championship. Nobody has yet to do that yet. So, this is her chance. I'll be pulling for Riho. I'm just not so sure going forward how much they can really get behind presenting and pushing Riho as a champion again. We have to remember Riho was the first AEW Women's Champion. But like I said, she just got back, and I'm going to be rooting for her. It's a gamble. But at the same time, I won't be shocked if Mercedes retains, because I can understand what they're trying to do with her, but it would be pretty cool for Riho to make history and win this match. But we'll see. We will see. All right, let's go to this next match, which this ought to be interesting. All right, we got ourselves a tables and thumbtacks match between Mark Briscoe and MJF. Now, as much as I would love to see Mark Briscoe win this match, you know they got to keep MJF strong. And I'm sure he's got some sort of plan, some sort of shenanigans that's going to come into play that's going to cost Mark Briscoe and turn into a win for MJF. So I'm going to say MJF wins this match, but I hope I'm wrong. I would love to see Mark Briscoe win, but I don't think that's going to happen. So going MJF for the victory, but somebody's probably going to get bloodied up, or probably both of them. I mean, tables and thumbtacks. I mean, somebody's going to get bloodied up. Okay. Now, this next one I don't have a graphic for, but should be good. Should be really good. So we have a ladder match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Your teams. There's 4 teams. You have the champions, Brodito, that's Bandito and Brody King, and they'll be defending against the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Jet Speed, that's Speedball Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight, and the Don Callis family of Josh Alexander and Hechicero. Now, this one's tough. This one's tough. I don't think Brodito easily wins this match. And I know the Young Bucks just recently got back on track after winning, I think it was, what, a $50,000 match. Honestly, don't be surprised if the Young Bucks end up winning the tag titles. I don't know. I just got that feeling. I mean, maybe unless they call on the Don Callis family to potentially take it, but I don't know. I just got that feeling that the Young Bucks are some way, somehow going to pull this off. But I'm going to keep an open mind with this one because this should be a action-packed match for obvious reasons. But hopefully it'll be good. Okay. Let's go to our next matchup. I'm actually looking forward to this one as well. All right, we have the AEW Women's World Championship to be decided in a Fatal 4-Way. You have the champion, Timeless Toni Storm, that will defend against Jamie Hayter, who's a former champ, Chris Statlander, and Tekla. Big opportunity for the Toxic Spider, especially, considering she hasn't been in AEW that long. So, big opportunity for the Toxic Spider. A big part of me, honestly, really would love Chris Statlander to win. Mainly because, yes, she's held the TBS championship. But I think it would be really cool to see her win the AEW Women's World Championship. And who knows, I guess depending on the order of matchups, maybe it could end up being Chris Statlander that becomes the first to hold both titles, including the TBS Championship. But I would love to see Chris Statlander win. I really would. Jamie Hayter, would be nice. But I honestly think Chris Statlander should win. I really think she should win. But I wouldn't be surprised if Toni Storm retained. So we'll see what happens. But I'm rooting for Chris Statlander to take it. Oh, let's see. Misfit says Stardom Golden Dream Project is free to watch over the TVR site, but you'll need a VPN to watch it since it's understandable. Toni Storm won her first AEW title in the 4-Way that also featured Jamie Hayter at... Oh, yeah, that's a good point. In 2022, that's a good point. Yeah, sure was. Sure was. Well, shoot, maybe Jamie Hayter could get that win back. I don't know. Would be interesting. All right. Let's go to our next match. Alrighty, we got ourselves a coffin match. Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin. Now, while I think there's a good chance that a bunch of shenanigans are going to come into play, especially on behalf of Jon Moxley, I honestly think Darby Allin should win this match. I think he should win this match. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't be shocked if Jon Moxley won, but I would be kind of irritated if Jon Moxley won. I think Darby Allin should win this. So I'm going to say Darby Allin. But I expect there to be a lot of shenanigans in this match. But we'll see what happens. Mr. says, when I say VPN, you can't just switch your location. Like, you have to change your location to Japan. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then, what I assume will be the main event of AEW All Out Toronto. The AEW World Championship match. The champion Hangman Adam Page defending against the protostar Kyle Fletcher. And of course, if any of the Don Callis family interferes, then not only will Kyle Fletcher lose the match, but he will be stripped of the TNT Championship. Well, I definitely think there's going to be some sort of shenanigans. You know, maybe not necessarily somebody of the Don Callis family interfering, but I don't know. But Hangman Adam Page is probably most likely going to retain. But I don't know. I expect this to have some sort of weird thing that happens. But I am thinking Hangman Adam Page will retain. But should be an excellent match. Should be a really excellent match. I've been very high on Kyle Fletcher. He has been he's been a beast since being a singles wrestler, and he's just been getting better and better and better. So definitely, Kyle Fletcher's become the real deal. That's for sure. But that is your AEW All Out Toronto card, and it looks pretty solid. It's a pretty solid card. I don't hate it, but yeah, it's a pretty solid card. Okay, now let's switch gears to WWE Wrestlepalooza. Just a quick update. Apparently, Yota Tsuji will be out of tomorrow's New Japan show, or the 18th, due to poor health. So, no Yota Tsuji for the 18th New Japan show. That was just posted, apparently. Well, speedy recovery for Mr. Gene Blast, man with $1 million smile, Yota Tsuji. Okay. Oh, okay. They just posted the ladder match graphic. Okay, cool deal. I'll have to save that one for later. Okay. WWE Wrestlepalooza, which will take place, of course, this Saturday, September 20th, at the Gamebridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. This will officially be the first WWE PLE to debut on ESPN as part of, the ESPN Ultimate Bundle. So be on ESPN, Hulu, and Disney Plus under the ESPN banner. Since the main roster PLEs are moving off of Peacock to ESPN. Starting with this one. All right. Only 5 matches. 2 of them are title matches. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. First match. Alrighty, we got the Usos. That's Jimmy and Jay Uso. Taking on the Vision, made up of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Well, it's good to see the Usos team up again. But something tells me that probably the Vision is going to end up winning. I don't know. I just feel like with that being, you know, the other competing heel group, especially, you know, along with Judgment Day, I think you got to keep the Vision strong. So I'm actually going to say the Vision wins. Although I wouldn't be mad if the Usos won, but I feel like the Vision's going to win. So I'm going to say Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker pick up the victory. Misfit says, so based off what I've seen so far of this Golden Dream, this is basically what we all thought. It was Stardom's version of Tough Enough. That's what I think. And I know from the clips that they showed Natsupoi and Sariano and Shuri kind of, you know, scanning the trainees and whatnot. Should be interesting. Should be very interesting. And I think Micah was in one of the clips as well. President Okada. So, yeah, there's a lot of eyes on those trainees. So, should be good. Should be really good. All right, let's go to this next match. Here we go. Alrighty, we got ourselves a mixed tag team match. We have Seth freaking Rollins and the man Becky Lynch taking on CM Punk and the not so long ago returning after 10 years AJ Lee. We got couple versus couple. Well, AJ Lee has her return match at WrestlePalooza. Well, all I can say is 10 years is a long time, but, you know, I trust that she's trained a lot to prepare for this. And, you know, I'm very curious to see how she does. You know, I'm sure there's going to be some rust. I mean, it's understandable. I mean, it's been 10 years. So, I expect there will probably be some rust, but that's okay. I do believe CM Punk and AJ Lee will pick up the victory. And of course, we got to remember, AJ Lee signed a multi-year contract, so she's back. Like, back to competition. So I think many can safely expect that we're going to be seeing more AJ Lee in the ring competing after WrestlePalooza. So looking forward to it. Like I said, I didn't think she was cleared, but when you go as far as signing a multi-year deal, she must have gotten the treatment. She must have gotten the treatment and is good to go. So, you know, good for her. Definitely good for her. But yeah, I'm going CM Punk, AJ Lee to win. Alrighty. Now let's go into some title matches. Okay. First up. Alright, the ladies. These two ladies will battle it out for the vacant Women's World Championship. You have Io Skye versus La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer. So we know one way or another we're going to get a winner. Because, like I said, the title was vacated by Naomi, who was pregnant, taking time off, expecting child with Jimmy Uso. But being that these two ladies are going to battle it out for the vacant Women's World Championship, that's pretty much the dead giveaway that we are going to get a winner. Now, as Misfit mentioned, there's been a lot of stock. A lot of stock in this storyline. And I think it's safe to say, honestly, with what's been developing, I see Asuka costing Io the match, and Stephanie Vaquer, La Primera, becomes the new Women's World Champion. That's what I think. I think Stephanie Vaquer takes it. The feud really begins to explode between Kairi, Asuka, Io. You know, Kairi caught in the middle of it. So, that's what I'm expecting. Let's see. Logan says, Io Skye wins the Women's World title, then title versus title match with Maya at Bro, that makes no sense, and you know it. Logan, you don't believe that. You don't believe that. Bro, you know that doesn't make sense. Why would Io win the title and then have a title versus title match against Mayu at Grand Destiny? What, for both the Women's World Championship and Superfly title? Bro, you do realize those are two different promotions, and one is signed to the other, and the other is signed to the other. Bro, Logan, that makes no sense, dude. That makes no sense. That makes no sense, bro. Really? Io wins and then a double title match in Marigold? No. No. Sorry, but no. That makes no sense at all. Makes no sense. You know it and I know it. Anyway, Stephanie Vaquer for the win. I think Asuka costs Io the match. And then that's when the story really takes a turn. Should be good. Should be really good. But at least it's good to know we're going to get a legit winner between Io and Stephanie. Okay. Let's go to the next match. Alright, here we go. Alrighty. We have ourselves a match for the undisputed WWE Championship. As the champion, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes will defend against Drew McIntyre. Should be a good match overall between these two. Wasn't that long ago that Cody Rhodes returned. And Drew McIntyre's been on a warpath. You know, he's trying to get back to becoming champion. You know, I don't hate it. Should be good, but I do believe Cody Rhodes will retain. But should be a good match. Should be a really good match. Like I said, I like Drew McIntyre. Think this will be a hard-hitting back-and-forth match. But I'm going Cody Rhodes to retain. Okay, and then what I believe has been confirmed to be the main event of Wrestlepalooza. we got ourselves a very special singles match. A matchup that we've seen a good number of times. And we're going to see it one more time before John Cena decides to call it quits. That's right. A special singles match between John Cena and Brock Lesnar. Now, normally, really would not be interested or crazy about this matchup for obvious reasons. You know, I'm not really big on John Cena, nor am I really that big on Brock Lesnar. But Cena Lesnar for one last time. One last time for them to just tear each other apart. And put an end to this rivalry. Logan, stop. Dude, stop. Marigold could sell out tickets and become the bigger... No. Bro, no. They're not going to just up and have EO put that title on the line in another promotion just like that, bro. You know that makes no sense. Think about it, Logan. I understand your fantasy booking, but, bro, that makes no sense, and you know it. You got to look at the full picture. You got to look at the full picture. You know that doesn't make sense. For EO to just defend the title on Marigold on a Marigold show. Not only that, a double title match, a winner takes all. Come on, no. You cannot expect for them to have that type of match after a year of those two not even having any sort of match or cross-promotional stuff for a whole year, and you expect them to do a double title match with a Marigold title and a WWE title in Marigold? Bro, you know that makes no sense. You know that makes no sense. In a fantasy world, sure. In a video game, go for it. But bro, you know it and I know it. That makes no sense. Not only is that not gonna happen, but it makes no sense for it to happen. Let's just keep it real. Anyway, John Cena and Lesnar one last time. I wonder if they're gonna bring back Suplex City, because I mean, Cena was pretty much the main one that Lesnar debuted Suplex City on. And I also wonder how many F5s he's going to hit Cena with. Oh, man. They could do a callback to a lot of stuff with this match, which is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting they're going to do some callbacks. You know, I expect to see Suplex City and a whole bunch of F5s. Even though I hate seeing so many finishers in one match, they're probably going to end up doing that. But I do think ultimately, when it's all said and done, Cena will win this match. I think Cena picks up the victory. And you know something? Afterwards, I think these two are going to shake hands and hug. Kind of similar to what Cody and Brock did after they had their last match against each other. But yeah, I think after the match, Cena and Lesnar are going to shake hands. And even if they don't hug, I think they're going to shake hands. I mean, it's the last time that they'll face each other. So, I mean, like I said, it's a lot of history between those two. But, you know, this is still part of Cena's retirement road. But, yeah. Picking Cena to win, though. Definitely picking Cena to win. But, you know, not Not really a crazy PLE or anything like that. But I definitely not bad for the first ESPN WWE PLE, you know? And I know a lot of these lately have been, 5 to 6 matches, just outside of the big pay-per-views like the SummerSlams and the WrestleManias and stuff like that. So, yeah, I definitely think this isn't a bad start. And I hope the show goes well. I think the crazy thing though is apparently ESPN, they're doing a road to WrestlePalooza, and then the pre-show, and then the main show. So it's like it's supposed to be a lot of extra coverage for this event. Like it's an actual ESPN sports event. Kind of like, how they do the preview shows for like NBA games and NFL games and whatnot. It seems like they're going to do the same thing with this WrestlePalooza. So, but I mean, I guess you can't really be too surprised considering, with it being on ESPN, under the ESPN umbrella. I guess it would be kind of appropriate for that to happen, so to speak. But yeah, like I said, big weekend of pro wrestling. I mean, you got the N-1 Victory Tournament block matches finishing up this weekend. You got TJPW Wrestle Princess 6. You got AEW All Out in Toronto. You got WWE Wrestlepalooza. Like, there's a lot to check out this weekend. Definitely a lot to check out. And, I almost forgot. Another piece of unfortunate news. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about. It's definitely very unfortunate. But let me pull it up just so I don't miss anything. Okay. So some unfortunate news. Ah, here it is. I found it. So, unfortunately, the main man, the main organizer behind Prestige Wrestling, shout out to William Quintana. Unfortunately, after the next few Prestige Wrestling events, Prestige Wrestling will be going on hiatus, indefinite hiatus. For how long, we don't know. But it sounds like Mr. Quintana is burned out. He's got to take some time away. I get it. You got to do what you got to do. It's unfortunate that it has to come down to this. They got a couple of more dates left. They got four more shows left. They got 4 shows left. But those will be the final Prestige Wrestling shows before going on indefinite hiatus. I'm hoping that at some point that Prestige Wrestling can make a comeback. You know, Prestige has put on a lot of great events. You know, I've seen a few live streams of Prestige Wrestling. And I know one of the partnerships they had was with Deadlock Pro Wrestling and West Coast Pro Wrestling, and even TJPW as well. So it's really a bummer. It's really a bummer. Misfit says Saya Ida is the trainer in this. Ooh, hey, I can dig that. Logan says, I don't have high expectations for Io Skye versus Stephanie since they won't be using What? Dude. How the heck would you expect Io Skye versus Stephanie Fakir to be any less than great? I mean, have you even seen their first match against each other? Like, sure, it, you know, ended in a no contest, but they went back and forth. Like, I don't understand, Logan, how you could look at Io versus Stephanie and see that as potentially bad because they're not going to use Joshi Strong style? Is that what you're basing this off of? Bro. That's kind of weird and kind of shallow. Like, it's Io Skye and Stephanie Fakir, two incredibly excellent wrestlers that are going to duke it out for a vacant title. And being that it's a vacant title, there's going to be a winner. Like, I don't get it, Logan. I really don't get where you're coming from on this one. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, you should expect this match to be great because of who they are. Not because there's not going to be a showcase of Joshi Strong style. First off, they're not strong style wrestlers. Like, they're not strong style wrestlers. I don't know. Misfit says it's Io Skye versus Stephanie Fakir. They've had two banger. Exactly. Like, look at what they've done up to this point. The only thing that hasn't happened is a clear winner. That's it. That's the only thing that hasn't happened is a clear winner. That's the only thing missing. And that will be taken care of this Saturday. So don't sweat it. Like, they're going to put on a great match. It's like, who cares if it's not Joshi style? It's Stephanie and Io. Like, I don't see what the issue is. I honestly don't see what the issue is, but whatever, to each their own. But, I'm going to just read the statement. Like I said, shout out to William Quintana. He says, and I quote, this post will come as a surprise to most, and I'm so sorry I have to do this. The last year has been the absolute most difficult of my life on a personal and professional level. I've been going nonstop since I was 16 years old. That's a long time. When I dropped out of school to start touring, booking bands, starting businesses, etc. I fear I'm losing the feeling and I need to take a break to discover my passion again. I've always put 100% into prestige wrestling with the goal of making memories for our fans, wrestlers, and staff that will last a lifetime, and I hope we've accomplished that. I believe they have. He says, my greatest fear has always been to die and be completely forgotten about. Hopefully the last 8 years will be enough to leave that legacy behind. Wow, this has been running for 8 years? Hey, dang, that's pretty dang on good. October 5th in Portland, November 7th in Los Angeles, and 2 unannounced dates will be the final 4 scheduled Prestige shows for the foreseeable future. Come to North Carolina! Come to North Carolina, please! I'll go! Life has twists and turns. This may be a see you later type scenario. It may be a goodbye type scenario. Either way, we're going to rock these final 4 shows. In the meantime, please support West Coast Pro, Deadlock Pro Wrestling, DOA Pro Wrestling, New Texas Pro Wrestling, Nation Extreme Wrestling, and all of your favorite indies. I'm so sorry. Thank you, and I love you all so much for all of the joy you've brought me over the last 8 years. Don't forget that. End quote. Statement from William Quintana. Like I said, it's unfortunate, but kudos to, 8 years. Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. And, Prestige Wrestling, like I said, I've seen a few shows. I haven't seen any live before, but I've seen a few shows live stream. They've put on some great content, some great matches, and, got to give it up to them. They've been a strong indie promotion, especially, in the Portland area. Well, yeah, they've been a strong indie promotion. So you know what? I have no doubt that these last 4 shows will be great. And hopefully they just goes all out with a bang. And most of all, take all the time you need. Like I said, I get the whole, I get burnout. I get tough times. You got to do what you got to do. Loss of passion, got to rediscover it, or maybe take a new direction, a career change. Like, I get it. It might be unfortunate, might not be the news people wants to hear, but at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you. You got to take care of you. I can understand it takes a lot of sacrificing to run a promotion. I can imagine it's not easy. I know me, I would never want to be a booker. A owner, possibly. But a booker, no. But hopefully, when the time is right, if possible, Prestige Wrestling can make a comeback. When that could be, no idea. But hopefully, Mr. Quintana does what he's got to do to, find his passion again, or, whatever he's got to do to bounce back and really just take care of himself, So, it's a bummer, but it is what it is. Let's see, Misfit says, Io Sky is WWE's Wrestler of the Year. She don't have to Joshi style to do that. It's facts. Oh my god, so I'm watching the Golden Dream thing, and the girl who played Mayu in the Runaway... Oh yeah, Anna Harai. Yeah, I remember her. Actually saw her at Dream Queendom last year. Is actually training to be a wrestler. Hey, that's cool. That's cool. I'm down. Yeah, do it. I can dig that. Hopefully it turns out well for her. But yeah. And, oh yeah, shout out to Senka Akatsuki. She's going to get the opportunity to challenge Takumi Iroha for the AAAW Singles Championship. I believe this weekend. So, big opportunity for Senka. And I hope her and Takumi at least get a good 15 minutes or more for that match. But yeah. Logan says, I know Io Sky versus Stephanie will be a banger if they use more, but Logan, if you know it's already going to be a banger, what's the issue? If you already know it's going to be a banger, what's the issue? What's the issue? Like, why does it matter if they do the Joshi style or not? If you know it's going to be a banger, why does it matter? Why does it matter? You enjoy it anyways because you know it's going to deliver. You said it yourself. It's going to be a banger. Therefore, you know it's going to deliver. What more do you need? What more do you need? Like, I get that's a style you like, but I feel like what you're asking for is kind of unnecessary. Like, I'm just saying. It's a little too much. Because it really shouldn't matter. Because you know it's going to deliver. Who cares whether they use the Joshi wrestling style or not? John Elite, welcome to the stream. Stephanie wins the title. I think Asuka will cost Io the title. That's what I think is going to happen as well. That's what I think is going to happen as well. Absolutely. And then they could really, really, really keep on expanding on that storyline. John Lee says, Braun and Bronson, wonder where they go with Jay after this past few weeks. Yeah, I'm not so sure, but they got to keep the vision strong. They definitely got to keep the vision strong. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Oh, and there's the other graphic. That's cool. But yeah. Shout out to Stardom with Golden Dream. Oh, and speaking of which, oh my goodness, there's another piece of news that I forgot to mention. It actually has to do with TJPW. Hold up. Also, happy birthday to the crazy girl Suzu Suzuki, who I got a chance to meet. So, here it is. TJPW. Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling has announced a 2-part event called the TJPW Sokaku Fesu, aka Reshuffle Festival. And it will take place on November 24th at Itabashi Green Hall. So, it's going to take the promotion's 24 active wrestlers, and they're going to be split into 2 teams. Team TJ and Team PW. The first part of the show will feature matches from Team TJ, starting at 12 p.m., and then the second part will be Team PW, which will be at 4 p.m. This is interesting. And they've already said in advance that the Pink Striker Miyu Yamashita won't take part in this because she'll be in Europe during a European tour, which I'm assuming she's going to be doing Pro Wrestling Eve. Misfit says Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn in Dallas was not a New Japan style match, and it was one of the best matches of 2016. Agreed. That was an excellent match. Definitely an excellent match. But yeah, just because there's a Joshi wrestler involved in the match doesn't mean that it has to be of the Joshi style or whatnot. Like, as long as they have a great match, I could care less if both were high flyers or technical or King's Road. It don't matter to me. They put on an excellent match. Who cares what style? I mean, yes, we have our favorites and whatnot, but just because I don't see a certain style represented doesn't mean that the match is going to be any less than what it could have been. But yeah. So TJPW got some plans. Also, I believe it was mentioned that with New Japan, I believe at Destruction and Kobe, which is September 28th, I believe that is when they're going to reveal the Super Junior Tag League tag teams. That's what I heard. I heard that show they're going to reveal the teams that will compete in the Super Junior Tag League. But I could be wrong. We'll see what happens. And, you know, looking at Stardom, I mean, Stardom has, when you think about it, Stardom kind of has a chill schedule for this month. I mean, they've already had their pay-per-view for this month, the Stardom to the World. And, you know, everything else is, either just a live show or a video on demand. So, you know, keeping it simple. But then next month, they got the 3 New Blood shows. And then they're gonna, you know, get closer and geared up for November, which you got Crimson Nightmare, and then the 15th Goddess of Stardom Tag League begins. But yeah. But anyway, that's pretty much all that I have. But looking forward to this weekend. Like I said, I'll be working the for Wrestlepalooza, so I'll be working that show as far as monitoring it. So that should be good. But at least I know All Out Toronto will be starting a little bit early, so I'll try to check it out. But if not, then I'll probably just watch the rest of All Out Toronto on Sunday or whatnot. I know I'll definitely watch Wrestle Princess. I'll probably try to watch as much of Wrestle Princess 6 as I can. I know it comes on 1 in the morning my time, so I'll probably watch some of it, and when I don't finish, I'll probably watch when I wake up. Misfit says, so on this Golden Dream show, a girl that goes to the same high school as the Judoka sisters attended this trial. Ooh, that's neat. Uh-oh. Logan James says, any Maki Ito news? None that I've heard. Honestly, I'm not sure what's going to happen with her. But, I mean, she's pretty much a free agent. So, you know, doesn't look like AEW's reached out. Although I do think at some point she'll return to TJPW. When? No idea. I mean, I'm sure she'll be utilized for GCW whenever they have their next shows or whatnot. That could possibly happen. And speaking of which, so I know there's been a lot that's been talked about since WWE's announcement of WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia. Supposedly the word is that Brett Lauderdale and GCW, possibly the Collective, could end up becoming a thing in 2027 WrestleMania week in Saudi Arabia, supposedly. I personally, it was mentioned that, it would be somewhat different for obvious reasons. I mean, personally, if you ask me, one, Effie's already said that he's not going to make the trip. And I'm not so sure TJPW is going to be part of the collective that year. If they do end up going to having the collective in Saudi Arabia, I doubt TJPW is going to be on that list for obvious reasons. She said her favorite sister's Hina. Hey, I can dig that. Hina, current future Stardom champion. But yeah, I think it's gonna end up, if GCW, if they do end up doing a collective in Saudi Arabia, I think it's gonna be very watered down. So, John Elite says, with Saudi getting Mania 2027, is NXT Stand and Deliver still going to take place in the States? See, I don't know about that. Because you got to remember, John Elite, Stand and Deliver usually happens the same day as Night 1 of WrestleMania. So, I don't know about that. And it's happened on the same night ever since, 2021? So, I don't know. So, yeah, I wouldn't say for sure that it's going to be in the States. It could very well be in Saudi Arabia, because you have to also think Raw is going to be there. SmackDown's going to be there. I mean, just something to think about. Glenn Davis, welcome to the stream. Really hoping Tachibana recovers quickly. She has 3 wins, I think. Well, she's going to miss at least the rest of this month. We know that for sure. And also, this weekend, Rhea Seto is supposed to be making her return. So, at least we got her coming back. But yeah, Nagisa Tachibana is going to be missing the rest of this month. So, Misfit says, I was told NXT will remain in the States. That's 2 years from now. Yeah, and that, like you said, it's 2 years from now. Anything can change. But, well, at least that would be cool if Stand and Delivers in the States. And then it's already been said that the person that runs WrestleCon, I forgot what his name was, but apparently the person that runs WrestleCon has no intention or plans to host WrestleCon in Saudi Arabia WrestleMania week. But he did say that there will be a WrestleCon just in an unannounced city. So, and like I said, it's 2 years from now, so they still have time to plan. So, and like I said, anything can change between now and 2 years later. We all know that. Glenn says, bad news about Yamada. She really added a lot to Marigold. I was very high on her. Like I said, I've seen her live twice. I liked what I saw of her. I know she didn't win the rookie tournament. She came close, but I liked what I saw from her. But yeah, it looks like she's done. Because apparently she deleted her social medias. So I think she's just focusing on her rehab and recovery, but I think she might be done with pro wrestling. It's a bummer. It's really a bummer. But it is what it is. Like I said, these decisions are tough. They're hard, but gotta do what's best for yourself and for your health first and foremost. So I get it. But yeah, it really sucks when, the injury bug hits hard. I mean, it's like I said before, we still don't have any update on Moka Miyamoto. like, there's no telling when she'll return. But I think whatever she has, she's getting some serious treatment for, and it sounds very serious. So, but haven't heard any update. So, it is what it is. It just sucks. It just really sucks. But, yeah, when the injury bug hits, it hits hard sometimes. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Oh, yeah, that's right. Ami Sourei supposed to be wrestling on Pro Wrestling Wave this weekend against Tae Honma. 1-on-1, apparently. So, one last time. But yeah, they go way back to Actress Girls. But yeah, it looks like Tae Honma really going to be taking advantage of her retirement road, taking on former Actress Girls talent, familiar faces, which is understandable. And, you know, I wonder what more Yu is going to do for her retirement road, which, you know, I got a chance to see her at DPW. Her last match in the States. I was there for. Got to see her one last time, so that was really cool. But yeah. So should be good. Should be good. But yeah, y'all, it's a lot to look forward to. But anyway, and shout out to Wakana Uehara. She is being a good sport. Recently got her teeth knocked out, and recently posted a picture of her smiling. She's a good sport. But Wakana could be making history this weekend. Could win her first championship of her career. We shall see. I'm excited though. I'm excited. Recently ordered a Yoda Tsuji t-shirt that should be on the way soon. My Ami Sourei shirt is on the way. So can't wait to be rocking Ami Sourei and Yoda Tsuji, the man with the $1 million smile. But okay, that'll do it. I think I've rambled long enough. I want to thank everybody for coming out and chatting it up with me. Like I said, I got an action-packed weekend to look forward to. But it should be good. Should be really good. For those that are catching this, the archive of this, let me know what your thoughts about the N-1 Victory Tournament. Who do you think's gonna make it to the finals? Let me know your predictions for WWE Wrestlepalooza, for AEW All Out Toronto. Are you gonna miss Prestige Wrestling? You know, if they go on hiatus. Is anybody planning on going to any of their remaining shows? Let me know your thoughts. And let me know your thoughts on how you're feeling about Haruna Neko getting ready to retire. Seemingly Naho Yamada retiring. Yeah. Lots going on. Lots going on. But Glenn says Garcia just can't get over no matter what they do with him. He'll win this match, but it'll go nowhere. I mean, he's siding with the Death Riders, so I mean, that's already bad as it is. But I mean, you know, he's had a pretty solid career for the most part in AEW, so at least give him that. I mean, otherwise he wouldn't have re-signed. But not thrilled about him siding with Moxley. But it is what it is. But yeah, I think they'll have a. I think All Out will be good. I think it'll be good. And shout out to all those that will be attending Wrestle Kingdom 20. I heard that the Royal Seat tickets have sold out already. And I think general pre-sale for international fans is about to start, if it hasn't already. But yeah, shout out to those that'll be going to Wrestle Kingdom 20. I would love to, but I'm saving my Japan trip for next year. Or at least that's the plan. But, and like I said, you know, depending on how things go as far as Vegas next year, we'll have to see what happens. But if they do collective in Vegas next year, if they do start them again and, you know, whatnot, I'll probably consider going, but I doubt that I will stay for as long as I did. But then again, it's really going to depend. It's really going to depend because, like I said, I'm planning on putting my whole focus more into the Japan trip. So, Vegas might be a sacrifice I'll have to make. I may have to sacrifice that one. But, if things go the way I think it'll go, it'll be worth it. But anyway, that's it for me. I'm about to go pass out. Don't forget to like, follow, comment, subscribe, all of the above. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed tonight's live stream for another pro wrestling talk. Oh, one more comment from, or actually two more comments. John Elite says, hopefully they don't recycle this year's stage and use it for next year's Mania. I don't know. I don't know. Something tells me they might, actually, John Elite. I don't know. I think it might be possible. Logan says, I'm hoping Marigold show in Las Vegas, Julia and Kyrie showing up. It's really going to depend on if they can get visas. They got to get visas. They got to already start planning it. Because visas don't come quickly. So if they want any chance of that happening, they better, I hope they gotten that process started. Otherwise, you can forget it. Or at least for next year. Anyway, I'm out. Blitzball champ Jason Ingram of Blitzball Champ Gaming. Hopes that everyone has a blessed rest of the week. And I'll see y'all in the next video